But if we're talking Harry Potter, we could segue into that fanfic I wanted to tell you guys about.
Yeah, tell us about it.
Okay, so I found this on TikTok, I think, of all places.
Oh, God. Okay.
Yep.
But it interested me because if we're just being brutally honest, I am ready to be done with Harry Potter.
Sure.
Only because all of the reasons I never read it as an adult are the reasons that I'm just by the end, I'm like, all right, I just kind of want to be done with it. It's not that I don't enjoy them. I don't hate
fair.
them.
It's fair, Sam.
You know what I mean? But they're just a little young. And I'm just kind of like, okay, like.
I think that when you read the next book, The Half-Blood Prince, that will completely change.
Okay. And like I said, like, I mean, they've helped me already, like, enjoy the movie so much more. Like, I know what's going on. I'm going to finish it. I am. But I saw a video that was about fan fiction, and I've never been a fan fiction person ever in my life, but it caught my eye because of what the fan fiction was.
Can I just say really quick, when I was like 21, I read a fan fiction about what would happen if Bella had chosen Jacob instead of Edward. And they did like all of the books as if she had chosen Jacob. Yeah. And it was really fucking good. I was like, she should have chosen Jacob. Like, fuck.
So this is in the same vein, the exact same vein, sort of, with an interesting twist, okay? So I'm going to preface this with everybody, if you're watching this, I believe the ebooks might be free, okay? I paid a stupid amount of money to get the physical books.
No way. What?
Because I really wanted them, okay? Because I was like, if I'm going to read this, I want the physical book, okay?
I didn't know fan fiction could be printed and sold.
I don't know if it is. So that's the first thing, okay?
Okay.
Which is why I believe it was so expensive, because this person had to print it, bind it, ships them out, all on their own. But they're called manacled, okay?
Okay.
And it is a world of Harry Potter if Voldemort won.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
And Voldemort decided to go with the main plot of Handmaid's Tale.
I don't know what the Handmaid's Tale is.
Nobody's like able to have babies anymore, so they round up all the fertile women and like give them to the leaders of the world to impregnate them, and like they're like concubines, like sex slaves essentially, but just there to like reproduce because nobody can anymore. So the book is about Hermione, who becomes like essentially a handmaid. So she's got caught by Voldemort,
But she's a mudblood.
Listen, it all comes into play, okay? But so Harry's dead, Ron's dead, everybody, is dead. Hermione's the only one left. So she gets caught by Voldemort's people. She gets captured. She becomes a handmaid, and guess whose handmaid she is? Draco's.
Okay.
It is so good. It is so good. Because you start out with present day, where she's just becoming like Draco's handmaid. She's finding out she's been imprisoned for a while. She had no idea what's going on in the world. She comes out, doesn't have any idea of anything of what's happened since Harry died. And so she finds out she's going to be a sex slave to somebody high up in Voldemort's army.
So this sounds like just like a raunchy like fanfic thing.
No, because that's what I thought. That's why I purchased it. Okay, that's why I purchased it.
You're like, I want the smut.
Okay, but no. So book one, you got Draco, and there's Hermione. Is like,
oh my god,
okay,
no way.
Yes, it's like the present day, and there's
that is so cringe.
There's very little like of the like rapey stuff that comes into play. It's very, very minimal, but you can tell the whole time like something's going on. So then book 2, which is what I just finished, gives you the backstory. It gives you the backstory of how they got to present day, okay?
Okay.
Assuming book 3 is going to pick up where book 1 present day left off.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you guys, best money I have spent in a while, and I cannot believe it's fanfic. I cannot believe it's fanfic. But it is
Huh.
blowing up. There are videos on YouTube where there's like 20,000 people have watched the videos on them. It's
Whoa.
blowing up.
Senlin Yu. That's
Yes.
the person that wrote it.
Is there an audiobook?
Dude, yeah, it's taking over.
Yeah.
This is like very popular.
Yes.
Like extremely popular.
I wonder if she'll make an audiobook. That'd be kind of cool.
I saw something about it earlier. I can't remember if it said there was one or there wasn't one.
Man.
But it's really good because you get more of Draco in an interesting human way. You know what I mean? What I don't
understand is why would Hermione be chosen as one of these, like, for lack of a better term, like breeders, because she's not, like, Voldemort is all about blood purity, and she's not in any way.
I can't tell you, but it's a very big part of book one, and it's very interesting, the answer, and it's almost very relatable in a way to like present day politics, the answer.
Huh. Okay. So as long as there's a reason for it.
Oh, no, like when I say that like I bought it for the smut, okay? And
Sure.
It is very subplot, B plot, C plot, D plot, whatever you want to call it, low.
Yeah.
The actual chess game that's going on, you get like the sprinkles as you go, and it starts making more and more sense what the big picture of the war is, and that's the main plot. That's the main plot.
So who would you say is like the main character that replaces Harry? Like, would that be Draco?
Hermione.
Okay.
It's Hermione and Draco, but you pretty much only get Hermione's point of view, at least so far that I've read.
Does Draco get his redemption?
Maybe.
Don't tell him. He needs to read it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But listen, like I said, I bought it for the smut, and it ended up being just like, I get it confused now almost in my head of like, no, wait, that's the fanfic. That's not like what actually.
Oh, no. That's so funny.
I've not been able to put these books down, and it is one of the best.
It's gonna ruin Harry Potter for you.
Which is why I brought up the Harry Potter, because I was already like very much cooling on Harry Potter.
Yeah, and that's okay. If you read Harry Potter, right, and you want to read something else, that's okay. Don't let anybody tell you it's not.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, definitely.
I was hoping it would like bring me back into the fold, you know, of like, oh, this is interesting. But
wow, yeah, that is expensive.
It's expensive.
Wow.
It's expensive.
Really?
It's expensive.
Okay.
It's expensive. But so worth it. It came with like, I'm not going to show you them because the pictures would give away things, but it came with all these like graphic, like actual drawings and like all of this like extra stuff. And
wow.
I go, when I bought it, I thought like, oh fuck, Sam, what are you doing? You know, and knowing now what I know, I would have spent double. I would have spent
really
double.
Wow, that's so interesting. Hopefully, J.K. Rowling has gone on record before saying that she hated the corporatization of Harry Potter. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I hate all of the crazy merchandise, like the what was it we were talking about last time? The Moaning Myrtle toilet seat that like made a sound when you lifted it. She's like, I hate all of that shit. And so I really hope that J.K. Rowling would just be someone who is super cool with a fanfic like thing like this. You know what I mean? That just like wouldn't cause a stink about it. I hope that she would be, because she seems like that kind of person.
Yeah, I've already made like $1 billion. Like, I'll let these people just, do their thing.
She's made her
like
money,
why
dude.
not? Yeah.
Yeah. She could just wash her hands of it and be like, whatever, I'm done. I did my part.
Yeah. But Spencer,
I think
if you want me to do one of those like individual little episodes, I can do one for like each book, because they are just very popular right now.
Yeah, you should when you read all three, you should do you should record a video for it. That'd be sick.
Yeah, they're really good.
Fanfic is a weird thing for me, because I give fan fictions a lot of shit. But at the same time, I've read fanfic that was good. And I think if you're a good author, like why, like be like, other than like copyright reasons, Like, why can't you play in the sandbox that someone else has already created with these characters? Like, why can't you take your authorial talent and just put it in a world that already exists? And I think the reason that fanfic gets so much shit, and by me as well, is that it's kind of like the indie scene. Like if everybody can create one, then it kind of is like, well, what are the good ones? And like you run into a lot of like really shitty ones. Um, and and so it's kind of in a very similar spot to indie books. Um, where it's like, yeah, you may get a couple really great ones, but you're also going to get a lot of really shitty ones.
You have to wait
And
through all the BS to find like the one good one.
yeah, exactly. And something like this where they've clearly put in the effort, they've believed in their product enough to make a physical book that is actually sellable. Um, and if they're doing an audiobook, even better.
Well, and I didn't show you either. They are there's pictures.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, there's pictures in all of them, so they're very cool. Very, very
Yeah. That's
Like,
awesome.
they clearly put in so much effort.
Yeah, I think if you're going into the effort like to do that other than just like a like some Word document that you put up on the internet like WordPad or whatever, because that's how I used to read fanfic, was just like WordPad, where people would be like, what if Bella was turned into a vampire in the first book? And like you'd read that one, it's like, okay, this is garbage. And then like I was saying earlier, I eventually found one where it's like, what if Bella had chosen out, like the first book's events take place, and then in New Moon she ends up staying with Jacob. And that's kind of where their fanfic started, was New Moon. And they did all of the books from that point on, and it was incredibly good. I was like, this is better than the actual series. This is far better. And it's surprised the hell out of me that I just kept reading this fanfic. I just kept going and kept going, and one book would end and I'd pick up the next one. And um so it can be done. It can be done where you write an amazing fanfic that is just like worthy of just being a book.
But like these I like because I would have maybe never read like the Bella Jacob fanfic, but now that I've read this and loved it so much, I would now actually pick that up and read it.
Right.
Oh, what am I missing out on?
Yeah.
That's how I felt like I had found like a door to a world that had always been there, but I'd never looked at it. And now I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's out there, like I want to find other fanfics.
Yeah. I wonder if there's like a website where people like rate them, because I think about the difficult thing about a fanfic is not only do you have to play in the sandbox with all of these established rules and established like lore and stuff and keep that consistent, but you also, and I would say probably the most important thing, is that you have to mimic the original author's authorial voice, like their prose and the way that they construct a sentence, the way they construct a story. Maybe a certain author will hit a high point midway through the book, and then there's a twist, and then there's another high point later on, and then it falls off to the ending. And if you're doing a fanfic, you have to mimic that, because if that's established in the original series, no one's going to take your fanfic seriously unless you mimic that perfectly. And like the one I was saying with the Bella and Jacob fanfic, is the person that had written that mimicked Stephenie Meyer perfectly. Like you would not be able to distinguish between the two. And so I think those are the fanfics that do really, really well. And so I wonder if there's a website that kind of rates these, and you can kind of see which ones have crawled to the top of the garbage heap, so to speak. Where did you find this one? You said TikTok?
I think it was TikTok. And honestly, I'm pretty sure that what it was, like just like them showing the cover photo, and all they said was that it's Harry Potter if Voldemort won and it's Handmaid's Tale with Hermione, and I was like, oh, sold. I was like, I need to, but I didn't know it was. It's not that I didn't know it was fanfic. I just didn't connect the dots of what it was until I went to look for it. And then I was like, oh, why are 3 books this much money? Why is this so expensive? And then I realized like, oh, it's fanfic. That's why.
Fanfic,
right. But if you guys have been thinking about it, definitely read it. Very good.
Where do you buy the books? Is it like a Kickstarter or like an Etsy or what?
Yeah, Wazy Books, and then also you can buy it off Etsy too.
Yeah, Wazy Books, who I got it from, and it came. I ordered it, and I did not expect it for like at least 2 weeks to be at my doorstep. I think I had it in 4 days.
Wow,
nice.
It was so fast. I could not believe it.
Yeah, it's cool. They use Shop Pay too, which is really nice.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I like that.
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Yeah. Hopefully they make an audiobook at some point and Gabe and I can listen to it. Mm-hmm. But you should definitely do a video on it when you finish the 3rd one and just kind of talk about what this whole thing's like, because that'd be a fun video to put up. I can already see the title in my head.
Oh yeah.
Harry Potter Hermione fanfic is actually good? ?
Yeah. Or is it?
Or is it?
Where is it?